What on earth is that? It's a Journey into Comics Network production! All aboard!
I brought my pencil. What do you wanna do with your life? Walk on home, boy. Yeah. Like anything gets to say like you did before. Make it green, make it bleed, make it really sore.
What's up, Deuterinos, and welcome back to Rank 'Em All, the collaborative podcast where four, sometimes whoever, how many panelists sit down and go through some of our favorite bands or artists and go through their discographies, and we rank every one of those suckers, and we get all the songs, and that gives us the album ranks, and we figure out what albums are truly better than the other ones. Today here on Rank 'Em All, we are still continuing our Metallica trek. This is the first of the kind of the bonus episodes that we have here, as we're going to be going through not actual Metallica tracks. They're well known as a pretty much glorified cover band, and they wear that badge of honor right on their chest. You know, this whole thing was about them recording tracks from people to help make them who they are, and they're giving back a little bit. So that's what we're going to be doing just for funsies. This doesn't count towards the overall album rank and progression, but some of these songs are more well known for being Metallica songs than they are for being the actual bands. So we figured, why not? Of course, I'm Brando, and joining me here as well is the Pollster of Doom, Nick Maxon.
How's it going, everybody?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I'm making it a point that every time that we do one of these and I host, I'm going to come up with a new persona for you to do. Because I mean, it's only, like, as we record this, it's around the height of the election season. So I could just imagine, like, we have Surveyor of Doom, and then we have the Pollster of Doom. It's like,
I like the Pollster of Doom.
the Pollster of Doom. It's like you with like these glasses, and you just have like a clipboard. You're like, so how, as a likely registered, doomer, okay, doomer.
Okay, doomer.
Anyways, also
that's got to go on a t-shirt.
Absolutely, that's definitely t-shirt bound. Also with us is the one and only Podfather, Nate Phillips.
Bro, how's it going? I'm being a statistician right now while we're still live on the show. I had to get a couple numbers together for this episode that I am genuinely so excited for. And here's something just to spoil the show ahead of time. I don't have notes this time. There's not me breaking down what I think about Metallica's mental depictions of why they covered these songs, because there's no reason. They didn't write these fucking songs. Doesn't make sense.
I sure didn't.
So all I have is number rankings and my heart and soul and what I might just off the cuff say. So that's going to leave us with some interesting stuff. We are not alone today, Brando. Let me pick up the mantle and introduce our fourth, as the final fourth horseman of the podcast, King Heritage himself, the Dong Slayer of Dong Masters himself. Welcome back, Dongo Richie, Dick Blaine Tyner. How you going, brother?
Hey.
Just Hogan'd on us. Holy shit. Now we know shit's getting real. All right.
Yeah, so Garage Inc. was literally done right after, like, literally the day after they finished the North American leg of their Poor Retouring Me tour. They went down into Kirk's basement. They sat down. They decided that they were going to do a big package release of all these other covers they've done before, plus do some new ones. So on Band Decision, they came up with a list of songs that they wanted to do, and they just kind of narrowed it down to a good list. And over the next 3 weeks, They selected and rehearsed and recorded all these songs in 3 weeks. The only one that wasn't a part of that was Tuesday's Gone, which was actually it was recorded as a part of a radio broadcast. But it was that quick and that easy. James said that one of the reasons why they were doing this is because when they first started, when they would do a headline show at the Troubadour, it'd be Metallica, and half the set would be Diamond Head songs, and they wouldn't tell anybody they weren't Diamond Head songs. Nobody knew. So they were there as set fillers, filling out the set, and they thought those were some badass songs, and now this is their chance to give back to a lot of the people who helped pave the way for them, and some of the stuff that they just think is cool along the way. And some of the stuff, James says, it's stuff that you wouldn't think that the band would typically do, or songs that they would typically write, but maybe when you're trying to figure out how to play the song, you moved your hand in a different way that you've never really done before, and that might open up some new ways as to expand your songwriting in the future. So some good pluses kind of coming out of that as well. Some interesting tracks. How this works, guys, with Garage Inc., if you've been living under a rock and you don't know, Disc 1 is those 11 tracks that they selected as new songs in 1998. It was like all a bunch of new ones, all new covers. And then disc 2 is pretty much a compilation of all of the other stuff that had been released ever since they started. You have the original, 598 EP. That was the first thing they did with Jason Newsted after Master of Puppets. You also have the Creeping Death B-sides. You have the other ones that got released off of other B-sides and one-offs from Justice and from Black Album. And then you also have the Motorhead covers that they had done for the tribute thing, and then that got released on some like Load singles or whatever. We got a lot of songs.
I've got the notes for that as well.
Okay, cool, awesome. As we go along here, there were 3 singles, and they did videos for at least 2 of them.
It's 2.
And so that's kind of cool. But we're just gonna, if anybody doesn't have anything to kind of kick off with, we got a lot of songs to go through. There might not be a lot to say about a lot of these, but some of them there's going to be definitely some stuff to say. So, does anybody have anything else to say before we dive right into it?
There are a lot of songs on this, and some songs I knew. There's a lot of songs that I didn't know, and I've never heard the original. And there are some songs that I knew, and I've only heard a certain punk rock piano tribute band play. So,
Oh shit!
You went through all that just to get there.
So let me ask this question then. I didn't even mean to wear the shirt today. That's total happenstance. But does that then mean that you heard those songs first through us, and then through Metallica, you were reinterpreting them?
yes, and I still
That's
have.
very interesting. I cannot wait to talk about those further. So yes, let's save that for when we get there. But Brando, you want to take the reins and go ahead and jump right into the first one?
Absolutely. The first track is literally, they open and close the first CD of the double disc set from a band called Discharge, and I assume they're a punk band. I've never really looked into them, but I really don't see why they would do it other than just to stick around. Which that seems actually very Metallica. But Free Speech for the Dumb, originally done by Discharge, and it's literally 2.5 minutes of just the same kind of riff, him yelling "Free speech for the dumb, free speech for the dumb, free fucking speech." Unless you're like, I guess you just had to be there. I mean, I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just punk rock right there.
I mean, it definitely, it's definitely punk rock. I could see that if you were at a show somewhere and a band you never heard of, you're like, oh, who are these guys? It's like, they hit with this riff, and you're like, all right, what's this? And you got this guy up there, free speech for the dumb. You're like, I can kind of dig this, but when you hear it on an album, I don't know. It's just from that
By a band you really like, and it's a cover, you're like, what's going on here? There's a lot of layers that I don't understand.
I messed up my mic entirely now. I grabbed it and it's not tightened right. No. First track, it's literally just there for me, and I don't know if any of you guys have anything interesting to say about it.
No.
It's one of those songs that I feel like until we were doing this project, I've almost always skipped,
Same.
unfortunately.
Same.
Not because it's just like the one time we probably listened to it in Jason's car when he blared it, I was like, and I've had enough of this fucking song forever, So going back and actually getting to listen to it though and having like a second opinion, I do love the musical stuff going on in the song. I do actually believe I have this band on vinyl, Discharge. I'm pretty sure I have a Discharge vinyl that I was gifted in a pack of vinyls. Yeah, so if that is confirmed, I'll send you guys a picture later, but I'm not going to jump off the show and waste a fucking bunch of time trying to find it. Anyways, that's all I really have for Free Speech for the Dumb.
Okay.
Fitting for where we are right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, now that you put it that way, kind of very interesting, yeah. Especially with stuff that we were talking about a little bit before the show started. But, Nick, we'll start with you. Let's give me a rank for this one.
All right, keep in mind, the way these are ranked is in terms of like Metallica songs, and if I'm going to go back and listen to this Metallica song. Yeah. That being said, I'm giving it a 4. It's not worth going back to.
Dick.
It's fine for what it was.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Nick here and 4. No, I'm good.
No, I like that. 4 is now equal to no.
Nah, I'm good.
Nate.
So for me, I'm a little bit more kind to this song that has never been performed live from Metallica.
I wonder
to keep
why.
With our numbers correct. Well, even though I will say this might be one of those songs you could do for like 45-second jam, just as a warm up. That wouldn't be so bad. But to play the whole song, you're gonna drive the audience nuts. They're gonna be like, "What are you fucking doing? Give us your music."
Suddenly, that 2.5 minutes feels like they just sat through Injustice for All. Like...
Yes, exactly. They're like, "Why did we sit here for an Injustice for All album's length of time? God damn it!" I gave the song a 6.5. I was a little bit more, I don't know, kind, I guess would be the word I'd say.
Sure.
Kind.
Sure. I gave it a 5. It's there. It's just, I'm with Nick. No, I'm not coming back to it. I'm with Nate. I always skip it. And I'm also with Dick. No. Just no.
The perfect summation of your opinions were exhibited through us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's always, as I said, I'm not really too sure why they chose it other than just to dick around. And that just, number one, it's like, man, they're dicking around. But two, they have a habit of doing that. We're definitely going to hear another song that's more of an actual song, but it's them dicking around to have fun with. But the next song is another Diamond Head song, of course, one of their most famous covers they've ever done. That we're going to talk about on disc 2 was also done by Diamond Head. So they're revisiting the old Diamond Head playbook here again with "It's Electric." Now, I've actually gone back and I listened to the original version, and actually, fun note, I'm not sure about when this episode is actually going to air, but as we record this, Diamond Head is doing a track. They're doing a bunch of tracks re-recorded from their past, and this song is the first song released as a single, right? And so they re-recorded it, and they've actually taken some clues and some hints from Metallica to heavy it up a little bit, and it sounds a little bit more like the Metallica version. I mean, granted, the original "It's Electric" was recorded in 1980, so it's not as heavy as what you would think. But they were still pretty heavy for the time. Now it sounds more modern, and guess what? It sounds a little bit more like Metallica. And just as, on this re-recorded CD that they're doing for them, that's probably also going to have a couple other big Diamond Head songs. They're actually covering Metallica. They're actually doing No Remorse, and so that's an awesome. I'm kind of waiting to hear what that sounds like, because these guys, Diamond Head, they've said that Metallica has pretty much made their career. They've always kind of done stuff. They've always released albums, throughout the years, but it's been the Metallica covers that has really bankrolled their career. And it's kind of crazy. You have the biggest heavy metal of all time, metal band of all time, covering 2 of your songs, and those 2 covers through cover royalties is enough to I don't have to do anything else in my rest of my life if I don't really want to.
Jeez.
And you know what? And the more and more that we've been doing these episodes, and the more I've heard interviews with Lars and James of Metallica, they realize their role. It's like we've been gifted this role of being this big, this popular, and who knows why, but it's our responsibility to make sure that this genre lives on through future, artists and to inspire them, but also, we want to make sure that the people who came before us get acknowledged. That James, during his Hall of Fame speech, said, "Here's a list of all the bands that should have been inducted before us," and it was Motorhead, it was Iron Maiden, it was Rush, it was all these guys. Thin Lizzy,
Oh yeah.
And then there's Lars, them doing the first music video. It's like maybe they'll find us, listen to us, go back and listen to our old shit. Then they'll listen to Megadeth. Then they'll listen to Iron Maiden. Then they'll listen to Motorhead, or just it'll grow. And now we have a new metalhead, like not just a Metallica fan, but a new metal fan, and that's very admirable. And them doing covers like this, paying homage to these old metal bands, giving them some pennies. For who before Metallica, out of the 4 of us, who's ever heard of Diamond Head before?
Probably not.
I wouldn't have if it wasn't for Metallica and one of their, even the cover bigger than this one. But It's Electric. is the second track is 3 minutes 34 seconds. I actually really dig the track. It's much more of a fun vibe than the first track, where it's just angry yelling. I like the little bit where it's just the drums and then the vocals. It kind of dies down a little bit. So, yeah, that's what I think about it. Let's go with Nate. Nate, you ended last time. What do you got about It's Electric?
I love this song. It's actually like, even though there's a lot of great stuff that we're going to be talking about on Garage Inc. here, this is one that I will almost certainly, if it pops up on the Spotify, if it's on my random playingly Zune, when I'm playing the Zune, there's your Zune for the 3 Zunes. If you're taking a Zune drink right now, you're getting Zune drunk on. I'm going to stop killing our audience 30 seconds in. But anyways, it is genuinely one of my favorite tracks from this entire compilation of songs Metallica put out. I think you said it very well about how they are paying it back to the people that really helped pave the way for them. Because let's be honest, if some of these bands didn't have those songs, that band Metallica, those covers wouldn't have got them where they ended up going in their career. And the importance of, covering other artists' music, I think is really, really felt in this moment. So yes, I love It's Electric. That's all I have to say.
Dick?
It's a fun song. I found this to be one of the songs in my listenings that I just never skipped. It's just a fun song to listen to. I don't got a bad thing to say about it.
It really has that old 80s, like, we're going to rock vibe.
Yeah.
Nick?
Good song. I liked it.
Yep. All right. Then we'll start with you. Give me a rank, bud.
5.
Dick?
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
And Nate?
Let me mirror Dick's 7.5.
I gave this song a 7. It's a really fun song. I'm right there with Nate. I don't really ever skip it if it comes on randomly. I've always enjoyed this. Again, for some reason, even though like we had all these badass thrash albums, but like when we used to cruise with Jason, we always cruised on seemingly from Load, Reload, Garage era. That was like his favorite. That was his Metallica. A lot of fans have their Metallica. Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, Justice's Black Album was that 90s rock era was his Metallica. So that's what he always jammed on, and that's what I have a lot of memories of. The next song is Sabbra Cadabra, and that is, of course, by Black Sabbath, all the way back from 1973. Fun note that the middle, there's like a part of the song in the middle, it's like a breakdown that's actually a part of another song from Black Sabbath called A National Acrobat. So not just fully Sabbra Cadabra here. They decided to mix mash another part in there to elongate it. The song is 6 minutes and 20 seconds. I really dig this song. I'm a big Sabbath fan too, though. So we'll start with Nate. Nate went last time.
Well, quickly, I just have one thing to interject swiftly.
Oh,
It's Electric has been played once live.
Once they played it. Wow.
Once.
That's awesome.
They did. It was at the Fillmore for their 30th.
30th. That's awesome. Hell yes. All right, that's cool.
Nice.
But we'll start with Nick this time with Sabbra Cadabra. You got anything for this one?
Not much. I really like that transition to the second song in the middle. I love that riff, and then I like the harmonized guitar parts they had in the first part. So
really good groove. That this song is grooving all the way through. Dick.
So I've never heard the original. I'm not very familiar with a lot of Sabbath catalog, unfortunately. But every time I hear a new Sabbath song, I dig it. And this is one of them. Again, it's just a fun jam. And I love the lyrics. It's so rock and roll it's such a rock and roll love song. I love it. And if I remember right, this is like one of those songs that went from, all right, we're Metallica to now we're White Zombie with the vocals. There's another song coming later that I was like, is this the Rob Zombie production? This is where they switched from what's his name? Bob Rock to whoever produces Rob Zombie. But no, I say that just in complete jest. But yeah, this is a good song. I liked it.
Nate, you got anything for Sabbra Cadabra?
This is another one of those tunes. I will not skip it. No matter what, it's a jam. I love it through and through. The middle section, like you guys are I've already kind of said, but I just want to reiterate, is such a fun vibing, like it just transitions into a different level for Metallica that we don't typically get to see. And it was cool to see them kind of like utilize those chops, I guess, in that song. This song has been played more than once, actually, 6 whole times. Wow. In the history of Metallica.
I want to say one of the times was with it was Geezer and Ozzy at the 30th celebration for Metallica. What's funny is that the Metallica version, they play like some slightly different notes. It's like the same note, just in a different key. And so like I remember a story where Rob Trio, but the bass player for Metallica, he was Geezer was like, actually that's not right. And he goes, yeah, we know. We play it here. He's like, and then he'd be playing along. He's like, and Geezer's like, that's not right, man. he just couldn't wrap his head around. I'm playing this song, but I'm playing it wrong. I've been playing this song for years. It's not how you do it. So
how dare you?
Like what? Nate, we'll start with you this time. Give me a rank.
I gave this song an 8.5. I genuinely enjoy this song, and I can't reiterate that more because again, we're not diving into the minutia of the track.
Yeah, Dick.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
And Nick.
Same with that.
I get 5.25.
5.25. Next track was a single. It was the first single released November 16th, 1998. As a video, the video is very interesting. It follows the band's not even in the video at all. If I remember, it follows a stripper, and there's actually an edited and non-edited version of the video, where like the stripper was like trying to get a job somewhere, and then like in order to feed her and her daughter, she stripped. So it's like a very like. On one hand, like if you were just a teenager watching, like, oh, I might get to see some boobies, cool. But on the other hand, it's like it's a pretty deep and depressing video. But the song itself, okay,
how they all are. Carry on.
Yeah, carry on, my wayward son. So over here, somewhere.
Oh, Brandon's pulling out some goodies.
Show and tell.
Oh,
Bob Seger and Silver Bullet Band.
I want that.
This is from 1976, and this is the first time I heard "Turn the Page." So this is one of the rare covers on here that I actually heard way before Metallica did it, and I'm kind of a greatest hits Bob Seger fan. Like I'm not going to sit there and say that I go through his catalog and list all of his songs, but "Turn the Page," old time rock and roll, like a little
bit of moves, man.
Night Moves. Here the thing, I can turn on his greatest hits and just let it roll. He does have a lot of cool tracks that are out there, but this is by and far my favorite Bob Seger song he ever did, and it kicks. If you've ever been in a band, even at the lowest level, like me and Nate were at one point, where you played shows, sometimes multiple shows, and like. It hits more if you were on the road and touring. It really hits that vibe. Quick story that I do remember from this: Lars heard this song on the radio one day, driving his kid to school, or maybe it was right before his kids. But he remembers he's riding along the Golden Gate Bridge, and he heard this song, and he'd heard the song before, but it's like one of those things where like you hear a song for the first time. Even though you've heard it 10 times before, but now you're listening to it. Now you hear the words.
Oh, that hits hard for me.
And then you're like, wow. Yeah. And so he's like, yeah, yo, Hetfield, we need to check this track out, and Hetfield's like, Seger? What? What's funny is that Hetfield brought a song for this cover. One of his picks was like even more out there than Bob Seger. But he goes, and then, no, James agrees. It's like, this is a song that we should have wrote, it hits on those so many levels. And that's why, Nate, I believe they played this song quite a few times, and comparatively, not maybe as much as some of their other ones and their covers, but it was played just in 2019 in their Helping Hands set acoustically, and it's a badass track. How many times has this song been played live, Nate?
92 appearances through their set list, which shockingly is a large number. It is not the largest number we will discuss today as far as the songs they've covered.
Yeah.
There's one on here that when I saw it, I like stepped back. I was like, oh, might be the most times any of their songs have been performed live so far. We'll get there when we get there. Anyways, I digress.
But yeah,
I love Turn the Page. I think it's an amazing song.
Go ahead.
Oh, did I just jump ahead of you because my stupid internet?
No, it's fine. Go ahead, buddy. Just keep going.
Anyways, so I was just going to say I love Turn the Page. It is a song that slaps. You said it best. If you've played shows, if you've been on the road, if you've played multiple cities in a year, if you've played multiple cities in 3 consecutive days, like anything like that, you feel this song on a kind of a more personal level. And then, there is some stuff that's a little bit a bygone era. Like I don't think nowadays you have as much people walking into some place and is that a guy or a girl, like people even caring what gender you are. It doesn't matter as much now, but
because
of course in that time it was a very big deal, and especially Metallica making that statement, which I think is hilarious that they recorded this when they didn't have long hair after they had long hair and cut off their hair, and then they're making the statement, and I digress. But I do really enjoy this song, and that's my thoughts.
Nick.
I love it. It's my favorite cover song of theirs by far. I don't really have much more to add. It's just awesome. I love the original too. I love it all on its own as one of my favorite songs. So, when Metallica does it, it's like, damn, this is kind of better, but it's definitely a fucking awesome song, and they make it their own.
Exactly.
They make it their own, and it's still fucking awesome.
That's something to be said. When it comes to cover songs, there are some times you hear a cover and you go, wow, this is way better than the original. But there's other times where it's not better, it's just different. And maybe it hits in a different mood. Maybe it's almost like there's a cover of Bad Company. Was that Five Finger that did that? A lot of people think that's better. I actually feel the original has a vibe to it. Whereas
absolutely, Bad Company, the band, made that song amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Five Finger Death Punch did it, and it was fun. We're not ranking Five Finger Death Punch on this here podcast.
Not today.
Not today, good
Probably
sir. But
never.
Never say never.
Fruit Punch.
Dude, I like Fruit Punch. Dick, you got anything to say about Turn the Page?
Yes. Yes, I do. First and foremost, I love Bob Seger. Brandon, you pretty much said all my speaking points because I'm a Bob Seger classic hits guy. I used to jam the greatest hits CD regularly,
mm-hmm.
and it's honestly this isn't like a me bad mouthing them, but I used to love the sleep to Bob Seger. It just puts me to sleep in the right way, and I sleep so good.
He was sleeping on those night moves.
Yeah, but no, this is one of those. Turn the Page is one of those iconic songs, just in general in music. And I had always heard this throughout my childhood, throughout my life. I had always heard this song played, and it's just one of those songs that's always been there, And I do have one little gripe about it, and it's not even really much of a gripe. It's the song is perfect. This cover is perfect until the end. Bob Seger went a lot harder than James. He went so much harder. And James,
if that's your only gripe, then
I know. I know. And James, he went hard, but he didn't go Bob Seger hard. And James, he could have.
Bob gets it.
He dropped the ball
hard
on that final chorus. But yeah, this song kicks ass.
I really like the acoustic version as well from that acoustic show that they did. Now, and they do that every year. And as we record this, again, this probably dropped after they do it, but they're actually doing a pay-per-view in a couple weeks for like $15 online, and they're going to do it's all for charity. It's going to be like an acoustic set. And for $15, you get to watch it for as many times as you want in 48 hours. For $25, you get that same thing plus the digital download when that's finalized. And so then there's like other tiers, like where you get like, hey, for $50 you get all that and a T-shirt, and then for $100 you get all that, a T-shirt, and also you get to be like, for one song you get to be on the video wall. That's gonna be like a scene like while they play.
So they're doing a Thunderdome type thing.
Yep, Thunderdome NBA type deal, and then they're also doing like a live auction that they do when they do that. Because when they do the acoustic show, they usually do it where people have to go and travel to it, and then it's all proceeds go to charity. So really cool gig. I'll go ahead and start. Turn the Page gets a 9 from me. It's one of my favorite songs just in general, just like a lot of people have said here already. Nick, what do you got for a rank?
You're 8.25.
8.25. And
8.25.
Nate.
Let's do a fusion dance of your guys' 2 scores and give it a 9.25.
9.25. And Dick.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
9.5. Yeah, we're right around that same little area, just almost progressionally here. The next track is not actually, no, it is. Gosh darn, it is a single. It was the 3rd single released June 7th. I cannot believe this was a single. I'll be honest with you. Cannot believe it was a single, but just like their earlier covers, they did a Diamond Head cover, and they did another one for this one, It's Electric. Back in the day, they did a Misfits cover, and now they're doing another one, Die Die My Darling. And I guess it's only befitting that we start with Nate.
I mean, I started the last song, so I kind of feel like an asshole that I doubled down, but don't. Just skip me the next 3, okay? Just don't. I don't exist the next 3. So, anyways, first of all, the hugest props on earth, because I would not even know about Misfits music if it wasn't for this very first cover, Die Die My Darling. Hooked me. Holy shit, I love this song. Let me go learn more about the band. Oh my God, there's a whole other band. Oh my God, there's another iteration of the band. Let's not talk about that. But anyways, this song specifically is interesting because it's already a quick tune. It's a quick number for the Misfits. It's one of their faster tempoed songs. Metallica kicks it up even more and kind of takes away from the groove that Glenn and the Misfits actually have on the original recording that was from 1983's Walk Among Us. And to go back to what you were saying as far as Diamond Head is concerned, Metallica makes the Misfits. Glenn has said it. Every member of the Misfits has said it. If it wasn't for Metallica's love and adoration, and mainly Cliff really championing that band, spotlight, I guess, visualistics, people having the eyes and the ears for the Misfits, they would have been overlooked and kind of maybe forgotten about as something that only lasted for 6 short years between 77 and 83. This song has been played 120 times, and I'm actually surprised it hasn't been played more, but it is awesome that it's been played a bunch. And just to lastly say it again, I love this song. I have really a deep appreciation and respect for this song, and know it on a very personal level. So that's my thoughts.
We'll go with Dick next. What do you think?
The song is so catchy. I frequently found it stuck in my head while working last week, which was almost torturous because there was a day that I worked with absolutely nobody that I either could talk to or wanted to talk to. So all I had was several different parts, like Frankenstein together, of that song just playing in my head over and over again. And no, it's just such a fun song. Like most of these covers are just super fun, except for one coming up. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this. It's good. It's quick.
Nick, what you got?
It is a catchy one.
Yeah,
that's what I got.
Very catchy.
I love it. It's a catchy one.
It's a catchy one.
Before we rank, I like another Jason story. one of the things that I remember most for some reason is when they start the song and it's like, yeah, that little Jason used to do that. Like he would we'd be driving along 100 miles per hour. Yeah. as we probably bottomed out the car or van or whatever we're doing. The other one is that this is the one appearance that I can think of on the album from Bob Rock. He's on the very end of the song. If you plug in your Zune or listening device very closely at the very end, you'll just hear him go, "Done." He's telling him.
Yeah.
Yep. Bob Rock makes an appearance here, but I'll go ahead and start off with my rank. I gave it an 8. Nate, what do you rank this one, bud?
9.
Now, is that just 1 9 or is it 9.99? Okay, just 1 9.
Just 9.
9.
Straight up 9.
Okay, I'm like,
Just
I got
one singular 9.
Look, you have thrown me some really weird fucking point numbers, and I'm just making sure because maybe there'd be that 0.01 percentage that you're like, no, the Misfits version was better. But no, Dick, we'll go with you next.
I'm gonna go with an 8 as well.
8. All right, and Nick.
I give it a 6.
6. All right. The next song, not a single, is a song that, they bring the energy down a little bit. It's called Loverman, originally done by Nick Cave. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Choking on the bad seed.
Bad. Oh man, no. We'll go ahead. I have a story, another story with Jason about this song. This is one of the weird ones that he likes. He's a weird dude. But I mean, so therefore, I probably heard it the most when I was jamming with Metallica and driving along with him. But we'll start with Dick this time. Dick,
So
what do you got to say about Loverman?
So I remember the first time I heard this song a couple weeks ago, and I honestly, it came on, and as the song progressed, I didn't know what I was listening to, and then I think break was over, and I had to take my AirPods out and go about my work, and then when I came back, I actually went on to the next song. So then the next time I actually listened to the full song, and I was like, I don't know about this. I don't ever want to listen to this song again. And then I swore, I told you, I said, I will give this song one more listen just for the show, and then never again. And I did that. So I have one good thing to say about this song, and that is once the full band kicks in, it actually kicks ass. It's like super kick ass. But then as it went, and those parts where it's like super slow and only James, I don't like it because James just sounds super rapey. And that's not my James Hetfield.
What?
James Hetfield.
That's where we ended up.
I do not like it. Never again. James,
you put that much effort into this review, and you came up with James sounds rapey.
That is all. I'm done with this song.
Never again.
Never again. Meanwhile, I have Brandon at work who does like the perfect impression of it and says it to me almost every time he sees me. How much longer?
How much longer? My favorite part of the song is when he spells out Loverman.
Yeah, like
that is my absolute favorite part of the song, and my favorite part of the spelling is when he gets to R, and one of them he says "rate me," right?
Yeah,
He does. He
First time he
does
said
say it.
So it is
Right.
funny, but R is for rape me. But like no, one of them he goes R is for rendering to my baby.
like this song is just so weird for them.
That is the one again, just like the yeah. It is the one thing from Jason I remember is rendering to my baby. Of course, he's the guy that thought French fly burst through his spleen. So, Loverman. This was a James track. For some reason, he got turned on to Nick Cave and his lyrics. And, but I mean, this, how many times has this song been played, Nate?
Never, dude. Come on.
Yeah, there you go. I can't. I'm not surprised. I cannot see him like, hey guys,
Let me just, yeah. In what world do you see James like coming on stage? Okay, guys, we're gonna go out there and really take a risk, and then he, starts with, "Is the devil waiting outside?" And everybody's like, "Wait, they're not really gonna do this." And he's like, "No, I'm just fucking with you," and walks back to the back. He won't even play it live. He's like, "Never." Honestly, I like the song. Like, for all the guff it gets for the weirdness that Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds are, I don't mind the rendition that Metallica created, I guess you could say. I think that the point is for James to sound rapey. I think that is intentional in the lyrical content and what the guy is talking about.
I get that.
It's kind of supposed to toe that stalker line.
I get it, but it's not my James Hetfield.
Yeah. I get it. I vibe that. I understand what you're saying. But this is a song that I will very quickly skip if I'm not in the mood. If I'm in the mood and I'm vibing it, I'll jam the whole song.
I bet I can skip it faster.
So what you're telling me, Nate, is that if you feel rapey, you're into it. You're like, I'm not feeling this rapey today. No,
you actually have it backwards, dude. When I'm not feeling it is when the song comes on and stays on. I don't want it, and it's playing anyway.
And this is where people unsubscribe from this podcast.
Oh, probably. Nick,
let's take it back, guys. Bring it back.
Nick, you got anything to say about this one before we rank?
Not really. I dug it. I did like it. I wasn't as creeped out as Dick was, apparently.
He was really creeped out. Now, Dick,
I
maybe
wasn't creeped out. I was unsatisfied. I was angry that this exists.
Why did it get a reaction out of you?
I just didn't like it, man. Like, it caught me off guard in a way that yeah, surprise rate.
Is it Cure bad? Is it Bad Seed bad? It's in contention for you?
I guess we'll know upon the ranking, right? I mean, this is where we find out.
Well, okay, but before we rank, Blaine, Dick, Dongo, my friend, maybe like are your AirPods compatible with Zune? Because maybe if you listen to it through a Zune, it would have been a much higher, maybe a better quality of sound.
Maybe I'll give it a go next time I'm up in a region.
Are Zune Bluetooth compatible?
Yeah, we'll have a whole listening session, bro.
On the Zune.
No, but I'm sure
I will give Loverman one more chance in that circumstance.
You know what?
Cool.
Out of the Metallica catalog, Garage is one of the few albums I don't own on vinyl yet. And one of these days, I'm going to get vinyl. I'm going to blare Loverman very awkwardly through my window. And just let me all my neighbor.
He's going to be out there barbecuing, smoking some ribs. People are going to be like, what is he listening to? This is unsettling.
Yeah, render unto my baby. Well, Dick, render unto me that rank for Loverman.
We're gonna go with a 4. I do want to say one thing. Again, with the full band kicking in, and it sounds kick-ass. Whatever is going on with the guitar, it's just wild, and I love it. Like this, the wah pedal with this whatever Kirk's doing, kick-ass.
Well, my friend, you rated Bad Seed 5. And you rated Cure 5. So, yeah, for you, Loverman is worse than Bad Seed and Cure.
It's ranked. Cool.
But
he's like, let's move on, please.
It is ranked.
Stop
statistically proven.
talking about it.
I gave it
a. Spent a lot of time on this song.
I gave it a 6. It's there. I do skip it probably more often than not because I'm not really ever in the mood for it. When I'm going through Metallica songs, when I'm looking for a slower song, this is really not the one I'm looking for. But Nate, we'll go ahead and get yours.
I gave her a 7.25. I think that Brando, you and I, and I can't speak to Nick because I don't know how long he's been listening to specifically Garage Inc., but that was very early, like one of the things that was easily accessible at the time we got into the band.
Yeah.
So we were feeding on it a lot. And this song kind of, if you would have asked me in 2004, do you like Loverman? I would have said I literally won't listen to it because I think it's trash. But as I've grown older and I've like kind of just like understood that sometimes music is about a different form of expressionism, this is really Metallica stepping into a very strange box and saying, look what we can still do. And I think that is more impressive than necessarily the fact that they did. And look at Nick Seed's catalog. Tell me they picked the worst song they could have. They didn't. There's much, much worse shit in that guy's catalog that they could have brought to the table, and we would have been like, please don't. But I digress. I do enjoy the song. 7.25 is my rank.
Are you saying that in like 4 or 5 years, I'll get this song? I'll understand.
Yeah, exactly. You're almost there.
Yet. You don't understand Loverman.
Not on that level.
You
damn kid not understanding it. Dong Fiend. Oh shit, that's going on a t-shirt.
They said Dog Fiend.
Fiend, the dog fiend.
I heard Dong King.
No, Fiend. You're the Dong Fiend.
Oh. All right.
Let him in.
How much longer, Brando?
How much longer? Well, Nick, how about your rank for Loverman?
I'm giving it a 6.
6?
Solid 6.
Solid 6. All right, man.
We'll listen again.
Wow, hold on. Whoa. I almost overwrote my own rank. I tried to use the arrow key and I hit 0. I'm like, no, Loverman for all it is nowhere near a 0 for me. But the next song is probably arguably one of the best songs on the entire first disc. Mercyful Fate, which is a medley. It is a medley of sorts. And it has the song Satan's Fall, Curse of the Pharaohs, Corpse Without a Soul, Into the Coven, and Evil, all from the band Mercyful Fate. Of course, the frontman, King Diamond. The song clocks in at 11 minutes and 11 seconds, the longest song on the CD. The very first time I ever heard this song was on the mandatory Metallica Friday nights at 7 o'clock for 107 The Buzz in the local area, Central Illinois. People could call in, like, I want to hear Mercyful Fate. And I remember me and Jason heard it for the first time in the car. We were really diehard Metallica fans at the time, as we've said multiple times. That's going to be another any mention of Jason's going to get a shot. So if you guys are going to be like, once all the episodes are out,
right? A rank them all drinking game, right, Brando?
Yep. At least for the Metallica edition, it's like, yep, here we are, and we heard it, and like he's like, have you heard this before? And like, we heard of that? I'm like, no. And that first riff, that. Dun 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 dun. Like, whoa, dude! It just kicked us right in the face. And this is, man, it. I there's a few covers that they've done that are like maybe better than this for me, but not by much, man. This is easily the heaviest, probably best overall cover on here. I mean, I love Turn the Page. I love other songs on here as well, but I never skip this for as long as it is. If it comes off, I'm like, man, I'm cruising along Spotify or whatever. Click next. Oh, I hear that riff. I'm like, phone down. This is what we're jamming to on the way home today. I absolutely love Mercyful Fate. It's very difficult sometimes for me to go back and listen to King Diamond because of his vocal style is not necessarily my cup of tea. He has a gruff voice, but then he doesn't just go Halford high. He goes like higher than that high. Like, it's almost like, wow, that's almost too high. You almost went off my threshold there. Bring it down like a few pegs. So, but James keeps it all, like, keeps the vocals on the James level. So I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say about it because I absolutely love this. We'll start with Nick on this one.
I think it's super badass. I've not actually heard it very much. I know I've heard it once or twice before now, but I love it. I think it's killer. And I ain't got much else to say.
Hell yeah. Dick, I'll let you kind of talk about this and gush a little bit because I remember the first time you heard it. I do believe was this the day that your Apple Music skipped Loverman? And
I think so. Yeah, maybe that's what I was talking about when I said I had to go back to work and I skipped Loverman. I don't know, but yeah, because I remember, yeah, you asked me what I thought about Loverman. I'm like, what's that? But
I like that he specifically asked, like, so what about Loverman?
I hadn't heard it yet, and then I did. So Mercyful Fate. This song is kick ass. I think Brandon, you said something about like this is during, I mean, obviously this is load reload era Metallica where they're going more hard rock. Probably even I would go as far as either putting their stamp on hard rock or inventing hard rock. But this song is there saying, hey, guess what? We're still pretty fucking metal. And they are. Because this song is like easily the most metal song on the album. It's the heaviest. It's the heaviest on this disc.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a kick-ass song.
Absolutely. Nate?
Oh man, this is one of my favorite tracks on the album, as you guys have kind of said, and just to continuously gush about this specific song. I think it's so masterfully done, and this is a Metallica choice where I'm sure they were like, what song are we going to do for Mercyful Fate?
Let's do them all.
And they couldn't lock into one, and they probably liked and jammed on all of them. And then they said, fuck it, we'll do them all. Because, one thing they have never released, at least on a studio release, has ever been a medley. Although Metallica is known for doing medleys, the Kill Ride medley, the Justice medley, the Puppets medley, the Puppets Justice medley. They are into doing that, mashing songs. And this is an opportunity for them to show how masterfully they could do that, to the point where if you didn't know and weren't aware, it's one song. It just feels like one song with a lot of different movements. That's really impressive to pull off. I think that Kirk's solo work on this is completely underappreciated because this is where, Dick had said it best, load, reload era. And you don't get a lot of crazy, insane shredding solos. And the way that Kirk could just bring his A game while paying homage and respect to the original things that were put into the recordings is fantastic. It's not necessarily note for note. In a lot of ways it is, but he also tweaks some things to make it his own, which is awesome. And I'm a big fan, all about it. It's been played 8 times live, actually. And I know for a fact one of those times live was with King Diamond himself at Ozfest, the 2008 Ozfest, where it was only a 1 or 2 day event in Texas.
Yeah.
How many times was it?
Eight times.
Okay.
8 times.
You kind of stalled there on your connection. It almost sounded like you said 80. I'm like, that would have shocked me. I also know that they played it at their 30th anniversary thing with King Diamond as well. So King Diamond's really into these guys, and again, it's all about paying homage to the people and the stuff you listen to when they were kids and when they were growing up and inspired them. But Nick, we'll start with you. What'd you give this one for a rank?
7.75.
7.75. And we'll go with Dick.
8.5.
8.5. And Nate.
I gave the song 8.75. I really love this tune.
And I gave the song a 9. This song kicks for me. The next song slows it down a little bit. It's a little bit more vibey. This is a Blue Oyster Cult cover known as Astronomy. And I had not heard, of course, Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper, Godzilla, those are big time, hits. Astronomy's not really that big of a hit. And so there's actually a story I just read a month ago. It was so ironic. And Joe Bouchard, I think that's how you say his name. he was the bass player, and he got to meet Metallica in like the late 90s, right? And he had been retired from the band for a long time, from Blue Oyster Cult, and he wasn't doing music anymore. And interestingly enough, he got to go backstage and meet the band, and he was like, man, I'm not sure if they're even going to really, care or not. And he got to meet Jason. And as soon as Jason saw him, Jason was like, Joe, whoa, yeah, how you doing? And he all of a sudden he's like, wow, now he's like, I'm here to geek out about Metallica, and they're geeking out about me. He's like, it's role reversal. And somewhere along the lines, I don't know if it was that night or whatever, but they mentioned, hey, we're going to do a cover album, and we want to do a Blue Oyster Cult cover. And he goes, oh, that's cool. They'll probably do, Don't Fear the Reaper, or they'll do, something like that, big time cover. And out of the blue, at the mailbox, he gets just a cassette tape from Newstead or from Metallica. He puts it in, and it's Astronomy. And apparently, this guy, that Astronomy is his song. And he's like, I was nearly brought to tears hearing them do my song that I just hummed and wrote on a beach somewhere. And to hear them do it, he's like, it gives me chills every time I hear James sing it, because it's just like we did it and it was cool, but it's just, here's a bigger band than us. It's like they're doing it. And so I thought, he goes, that inspired him to get back into music, to know that and because then he started getting letters and emails from all around the world, Argentina, people hearing the song for the first time because of Metallica. And it's like, wow, we made all these new fans because of one cover from one band. And again, that's to hammer it home, But I absolutely love this song. It is not a typical song for them, but the lyrics are very interesting. If you read them, it tells a story, and it's pretty deep. And I've always enjoyed Blue Oyster Cult, and to know that you have the song, like this song, is kind of like underneath, as I said, Don't Fear the Reaper, Burning for You, Cities on Flame, and Rock and Roll, and Godzilla. And underneath there is this cool little song that I never would have heard of if it wasn't for Metallica. So we'll start with Nate this time.
Oh man, this is awesome. So Astronomy is a track that ever since the first time I heard it, I loved it. I definitely went back and listened to the VOC version, which is amazing in its own right. It definitely has a different tone and vibe.
Yeah.
There's one specific spot in this song, while I love the whole beginning, first half and everything, when they come into the last set of verses with Four Winds at the Four Winds bar, and he just fucking punches in. It always emotionally hits me, and I feel it. And I don't know what the fucking song's about lyrically. They're kind of all over the place. It's telling a lot of different parts of a story, but I really do connect with this song. It's one that I will always listen to. It's actually a musical idea for an old Draxus song. When we were doing a song called Twisted Images, I took the idea of going from a high guitar all the way down to the bass doing the same thing low, from how Astronomy does that. Like, it's amazing. And we didn't do that obviously in Twisted Images. It was a totally different riff, but the concept of taking it from the high and bringing it down the scale was 100% taken from Astronomy, and I've always dug that song. So that's all I have to say about it.
Awesome. Nick?
I liked it, and it had a couple cool parts.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Dick?
I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed Blue Oyster Cult.
All right, then. To be fair, I did tell quite a bit of a long story to start that off, and it's one of the few on here I actually do have like really big adulation for. So I'll go ahead and start the ranking on this one since I started the story. I gave this song an 8. I really, really, really like this song. Nate?
9.
No, but he likes it a little bit more than I do. Nick?
5.25. 5.25.
5.25. He didn't like it nearly as much as we did.
I'm going to take it down a notch. Turn down that a little bit.
Dick.
You know, now, so before I heard the song, I heard you talk to me about this song.
Yeah.
And you gave me that whole spiel, that whole backstory behind it. And that actually made me enjoy the song upon first listen a lot more. So I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Hell yeah. The next song is a single. It was the second single released on February 1st, 1999. They did a video for this where they party in a house and they tear the house up, and this is literally just a party song. This is a traditional folk song, Irish drinking song. That was the first rock and roll version was done by Thin Lizzy of Boys Are Back in Town and Jailbreak. I do like me some Thin Lizzy. Metallica decided to heavy this song up. This song is badass. I like it. If you didn't know that this was a cover, it sounds like a song that Metallica would have done. Like really kind of weird. Like, hey, you know, there's this old Irish song. Let's metal this song up. So no, I really like the song a lot. But we'll start with Dick this time. What do you think about this one?
It's all right. It's not my favorite on the record. I do recall hearing this before doing this project, but it's all right.
Awesome. Nick?
This one is a certified banger, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's catchy as fuck.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. If you didn't know it was a cover, you would just think it was, you know, like pinnacle 90s era Metallica. Like, this totally could have been one of their songs.
Oh, dude, this could have been on Reload, and you never would have.
It would have been one of the best songs on there.
Exactly. If this would have come after Unforgiven 2 instead of Better Than You, I wouldn't have complained.
Oh yeah, it would have made the album that much better. It would have been like, but whiskey in the jar.
Yeah, but Nate.
So you guys all said the sentiment. I love the song. I have in my notes the traditional Irish tune. The Thin Lizzy arrangement is what Metallica kind of based their version off of. So all things that have been said. I do have a story about this song though that I don't know if Brandon remembers or knows, but let's go back on the peel the clock back to 2004, and we're in Mr. Reed's class. Now Mr. Reed was our media teacher, and there was like his classroom, and then there was like a little hallway that was where you did all like the work on the making of the videos and stuff. And
didn't
there was
that have like the
separate
servers in
room that was,
there
like,
too?
essentially his music room.
Well, that was like the server, like
Yes, the servers were
like
in
the
there
server
as well.
room for the school was in there, and then you had the central control for doing all your editing, and then there was another classroom off to the side that was like his like tape library,
That was like the music room.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
And the advent of, I don't know if it was directly YouTube, but we were watching music videos on the internet, and we jammed Whiskey in the Jar really, really loud enough, in fact, that John Burt, who was in the English class that was the class behind that classroom, heard it during the spelling test and asked us, why were we listening to a song called Whiskey in Pajamas? Because that's what he thought he said through the wall. And we obviously had to clarify that it was Whiskey in the Jarro.
Whiskey in Pajamas.
Like, I don't know how you get that, but okay, dude.
It changes things a little bit.
A little bit.
It does. And of course, along that same time was like around when like Duality by Slipknot was coming out and
Yeah, I
stuff.
remember
We
that.
were in there just blaring that song all to hell. So a lot of fond memories in that room, but I do remember watching the Whiskey in the Jar video of Metallica. It's one of my fondest memories. I think you and Jason were all watching it, if I do remember correctly.
Another
He was in
shot.
that class with us, right? I'm not
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
There you go.
He was in there. Take another shot for
So
Jason
yeah,
reference.
yeah, that's my memories. And not Newstead. We're talking about a different Jake.
Yeah, nope. We never knew the Newstead, but we do know our ranks. I gave this song a 9. Dick, what'd you give this one?
7.5.
7.5. And Nick?
7.75.
7.75. And Nate?
9.5.
9.5.
It's certifiably fresh.
Certified banger.
The next song was the one song that wasn't done, as I said, during the 3-week period, and it was actually
74.
Oh,
74 live
for Whiskey in the
performances.
Jar. Okay, and 0 for Astronomy. We didn't do that one.
Correct. Astronomy had none.
But Tuesday's Gone was actually recorded in 1997, like late 97, on a radio appearance. And it features a bunch of guest spots from other musicians, including Gary Rosington. Tuesday's Gone is a Lynyrd Skynyrd song, and he is the guitarist or lead and rhythm guitarist from Lynyrd Skynyrd. So he played on the Metallica version as well as Pepper Keenan from Corrosion of Conformity. He also did vocals on the second verse and he did backing vocals with Hetfield. You also had John Popper from Blues Traveler in this song do a harmonica solo. Badass, might I add. You had Les Claypool from Primus make an appearance on this song. You have Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains and Jim Martin from Faith No More. Credited
Just
here.
All the sauce.
Yeah, credited here as Fatso. So at the end of the song, James thanks everybody, and he says Fatso. He's talking about Jim Martin. But this, I mean, number one, I'm a moderately big Lynyrd Skynyrd fan. I probably am not album by album Skynyrd fan. I am probably one step past the greatest hits for Skynyrd fan. You know, I've heard some of the other songs that aren't hits, and are, they're pretty good. And that's honestly all through my dad. That Skynyrd was one of his favorite bands in the 70s. So I heard a lot of that growing up. This song I had heard before, and I actually have it, or I don't have it on me. I think my mom has the album, the Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd album that has this song on it, on vinyl. And this version of the song, it's a jamming version, and it kicks ass. It's something kind of out of left field for Metallica to do, but it totally fits the vibe of this album, and to have all those different people jamming with them, I would have paid money to see that. So we'll go ahead down the line here. We'll start with Dick on this one.
Man, are we ranking this already?
No. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I was going through the Tuesdays Gone.
Are you drunk already, bro?
No. No, it's a cool song. Unlike you, I'm not the biggest Lynyrd Skynyrd fan. I like some of the songs, but I think along with anybody that's worked in a place that has a jukebox, is just over Lynyrd Skynyrd and various other bands. So, yeah, this is the first time I ever heard this song in its entirety. Yep.
Excuse them for being a great American band that everybody can enjoy. Excuse the hell out of them.
They are the original heritage band.
Well, you know what I will say is that out of their songs, I mean, you have some of the biggest hits that have ever been played on the radio. I would say this song is one of the ones of those that hasn't been played on the radio as much.
But I've heard it. It's been used in millions of movies.
Sure. I mean, Adam Sandler, I believe it was Happy Gilmore, right?
It was.
Yeah, so.
That's what comes to mind.
Absolutely love this song. Nick, what you got?
It was a good cover. I don't know if I like it as much as the original, but either way, it's not one of my favorite songs. So it didn't do a whole lot for me, despite the incredible star power. So I remember looking at the Wikipedia page and seeing all those names. I'm like, wow, for having so much sauce, it still lacks flavor. So
Nate?
Yeah, as much as I like Lynyrd Skynyrd too. Yeah, it's not my favorite cover they've done. So
wait, so what do you got, Nate? Are you of a different mind here?
I'm really of a different mind because much like you, and maybe it's because our parents are a little bit older, but I grew up on Skynyrd. It was always being played in my house. I mean, my dad being a guitar guy who played guitar his whole fucking life, Lynyrd Skynyrd was the jam that he could play all kinds of Lynyrd Skynyrd shit. So it's in my blood. I know the band quite well. And their story is incredible for what it is. Now, hearing this version, and thinking about the original and thinking about this version and and the back and forth. In my opinion, I believe this one hits better. It hits more personal. I feel it more. And not to say that the original isn't amazing, but there is something about that performance that they're capturing that gives back to the original vibe of that band, where it's a bunch of dudes who are all about the music, creating this moment more than it being just a song. So when John Popper comes in and rocks this totally out there, but totally in there solo on the harmonica, that's one of my favorite fucking parts of the song.
Same.
It's not something I would typically say, but like, seriously, it kills. Is it the greatest Metallica song as a cover? Debatable, because I think it's them again taking a risk. Was Kirk and Newstead involved in this at all? Because I feel like with all the other people that were there, how could they be?
I don't know if they were. I cannot find anything that says that they weren't, but I also can't find anything to say that they were, because the only ones that we hear at the end is you'll hear James thanking everybody. And the last thing we hear is Lars saying, "Can we do that again?" You know. And then we hear.
So we know James and Lars are on it. That's it.
Yeah. Then so far that's the only thing that we know for Metallica. But the other, there's a line in here that I've never been able to make out as far as at the end. It's somebody when they're being like when they're all talking afterwards, and there's one guy, I don't know who it is, but he says something like, "I just want a house." I have replayed that so many times with headphones, with earbuds in the car, thinking, what is he saying? I can't figure it out for the life of me. Something, would you want a house? I don't know. It's like gibberish to me, and maybe it's Les Claypool being Les Claypool because he's just a weird guy. But then I thought it was him saying, "Thank you, everybody." You know, this song is fun. I absolutely dig it. It's one of my favorite tracks to jam, and I gave this song a whopping 10 because I love it that much. But we'll go to Dick. What'd you give this one?
It ain't a bad song, so I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
And Nick.
5.75.
And Nate.
Man, there's a valley between all these scores, but 9.75 is I agree. Again, look, Brando and I had like the similar story because of these personal connections, rated higher. You guys had less personal connection, rated lower. It makes sense for this song for sure.
Sure. Now the last track.
5 times live. 5 times.
They played
5
Tuesday's
times.
Gone 5 times.
Wow.
Yes, they did. All in 1998, actually, if I'm looking at this correctly. Let me look at that again just to double down.
Maybe it was
almost all in. It was 3 in 97, 1 in 98, and they actually, as most recently as 2011, played it at the Fillmore for their 30th.
Oh, that makes sense then. Makes sense. All right, the last track here. They close disc one off with another Discharge cover. The More I See. There's a hidden track at the end too. There is a short segment of the Robin Trower song "Bridge of Sighs," and this song is slightly better to me than the intro, but literally just slightly. I've got nothing to say about it. I don't know about you guys.
Meh.
I'll go first. I literally don't remember it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like
get
the end bit after it goes off for a second. Does the what's his name?
Robin Trower bit.
Yeah, I like that bit, but yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
I gave this song a 6. Dick, what'd you give this?
I don't remember it, so 4. Yeah, it's there.
4 equals no from Dick. We've learned this.
Yep.
Nate.
To kind of say what you said, Brando, about how you like this song slightly better than Free Speech for the Dumb, I gave Free Speech for the Dumb a 6.5.
Yeah.
I'm giving The More I See a 6.75. So a touch better.
Just a skosh, right?
Just a little Scotia Reno.
Nick.
I gave it a 5.
5. All right.
Not the worst, nowhere near the best.
Yeah, so that rounds out disc 1 from all the newer ones. Now we're going to dive right into disc 2, probably go a little bit quicker through some of these. Of course, the first 5 tracks are all from the Garage Days Revisited So this is Garage Days revisited, as they've said. Track 1 is Helpless. That's another Diamond Head song. So they're like paying more money to Diamond Head here. Helpless. It's a little metal song. That's pretty much all I got to say about it. Who wants to go first with this one? We're going to go through these a little bit faster, with the exception of a couple. So
cool solo.
I think this one jams.
there it is. Dick, you got anything?
It's good.
Good.
It's heavy. It's it's a classic Metallica being classic Metallica while being Diamond Head.
There you go. Now all these first, all the ones that are the first 5 tracks, they were all recorded in like a garage, like literally with some minimal production. So it's just them just jamming. So I gave this song a 7. Nick, what'd you give this one?
Gave it a 5.
5. And Dick.
I'm gonna go with 7.
And Nate.
7.25.
All right. The next song is called The Small Hours.
64 live performances for Helpless.
For Helpless,
by the way.
64.
I
Thank
still
you.
have the numbers, so I got to remember to do that.
Yeah,
too.
please. The More I See was 0. I'm pretty sure. Right, Nate?
Correct.
Okay. The Small Hours.
They like Discharge enough to cover them, but not enough to do it live.
Not enough to play it live. Scottish. Small Hours is a cover from Scottish heavy metal band Holocaust. Man, that's a heavy ass band name right there.
Song.
But yeah, like I don't really remember this one that much. Is this the one that is like has this? I believe it's the slow intro. The do 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 do.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a slow, eerie intro.
And then with the drums has the little dum dum da dum dum da 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 da. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that I remember it because there's a lot of tracks on this second CD that some of them kind of might blur together with me. Yeah, this was not bad. Not it's pretty heavy. Anybody got anything for this one?
I do have something. So let me not just glitch out here. Hopefully I can get this through to you guys. The song has been performed 7 times. Okay. The most recent performance is a little insensitive, but that's all I have to say because they most recently played it May 7th of 2009 in Leipzig, Germany.
I wonder if there's any reasoning behind that.
What is the significance of that?
The band's name's Holocaust.
Oh,
come on, Dick. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Okay.
That's why I said it was a little insensitive.
Too, so.
We're in Germany. Hey guys, here's this band Holocaust. Do you know anything about them? They're like, did he just say you know anything about the Holocaust? Oh fuck! Get him off stage.
It's context. It's context.
It is context. It's very.
Germany's like, we get it. We're bad.
That's not.
Oh man.
Thanks for reminding us.
Yeah, thank you.
We're ill-equipped mentally for this discussion, boys. Maybe it was a special thing. Maybe the song has meaning that I don't know.
Maybe they just felt like playing the Small Hours.
They also didn't play Trapped Under Ice in Antarctica.
True.
Still pissed about that. Still pissed about that. That's the biggest miss.
So there's. I don't think it was malicious. It could have been just like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
It happens. Sometimes it happens.
It does. All right.
Dick, did you say you had something?
Yeah, I like this song. This song is I love the eerie, creepy, crawly intro that's just prevalent of any slasher film back in the day. The riff, the dun dun dun, like that is like classic heavy right there. Like that is like that's the heavy that like every band back then only knew how to do.
See, what's funny is that as I was sitting here not remembering the song because I had a trouble like putting a title to the song, I liked it enough to give it an 8 when I ranked it. So like, granted, it's probably been about a month since I listened to it, but we'll go ahead with the ranks. Nick, what'd you give this one?
5.5.
5.5. And Dick?
8.5.
8.5. And Nate.
Brando, we're on that wavelength, brother. I also gave it an 8.
An 8. All right. So the next song is The Wait. not to have a rhyme thing here from the
Nate
band.
gave it an 8. Now The Wait.
This is the English rock band The Killing Joke, or just Killing Joke. This song appeared in School of Rock. This is the it's a nice song. You know, I don't hate it. I think it's got a cool vibe to it, a cool jam. Yeah. Does anybody else have anything?
It's a cool jam.
Cool jam.
Nope. It was all right. Definitely not as memorable as some of the rest of the tracks on this second disc. One that I will skip if I'm not really thinking about it, but one that if it slips on, I probably won't turn it off. That's all I have for that. It has been played 25 times live.
Cool. We'll start with you, Nate. What'd you rank this?
7.
7. And Dick?
7.5.
7.5. And Nick?
4.
4.
No.
Forgettable. It's forgettable.
No.
It's forgettable.
It's no territory. Just like, you can keep that one to yourself.
Somewhere along the lines, I must have liked it enough. I gave the song an 8. So the next one, Crash Course of Brain Surgery. This was one that way back when I was first getting into the band hardcore, I thought this was a really weird song. This was a cover from Budgie, the first of 2 Budgie covers. But who is Budgie again? They're a Welsh heavy metal band. Welsh.
Thanks, Lars.
Ain't no problem there, dudes. Has anybody got anything about Crash Course and Brain Surgery? This is the one.
No notes.
Is this the one with the bass?
Only that it's been performed live once.
Okay, the bass is dun 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 dun. Right? Yeah. It's got a little vibe to it. That's about as all I got for it. So if we're gonna go right into the rankings, I'll give it a 7. And what does Nate give it?
Let's do it. 6.5.
6.5. And Dick?
I'm gonna go 5.5.
5.5. And Nick?
And you keep on with the 4s.
4s.
I wanted to give it a 4, but I do remember slightly enjoying it and bobbing my head to it.
This is, from the looks of it, for me, that's the lowest point. That's the low dip. That's the low dip.
Well, the next song is definitely badass. These are the Misfits covers. Last Caress / Green Hell. Because the songs are so fast, they decided to put 2 on there instead of just 1. Can I just say that Metallica's probably made Last Caress more famous than the Misfits ever did? Because I'm
pretty sure every show that we played this, I would make the joke, this next one's a Metallica classic.
Yeah.
And then we would go on to play.
Well, and what's funny is,
Last Caress.
I heard like an interview where like they wanted to do Green Hell, and that was when they wanted to do more than Last Caress, but they just put Last Caress on there, and that's the one they end up playing more live. Because Nate, how many times has this been played live then?
So this is that startling number that takes me aback. 800 live performances on the nose that they have performed Last Caress. But
What?
they have only performed Green Hell 11 times.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. See, Last Caress.
Very stark difference.
Yeah. See, the Last Caress portion is so quick. They always see. A lot of times they would come back out of their encore with it, or they
would do Last Caress and Am I Evil back to
back, and they would just mash them together. Yeah. I absolutely love this. Does anybody else have anything to say before we go to ranks? No.
It's cool. I have to say I'm more familiar with the Walk Among Us version. The Walk Among Us is that's my Misfits. So that's all I have.
That makes me feel big nice. I will say as somebody who's played these songs, Last Caress is like the song everybody sings and has fun with. I understand where Metallica is coming from as far as playing Green Hell, because it is one of my all-time favorites to perform on the drums, and the way we perform it with adding so much dynamic and really forcing everything to sound so tiny in the pre-second verse is just a way to just, again, punch and give great dynamics. The song Green Hell has amazing dynamics. Last Caress is catchy and memorable, has really like shock value lyrics that get in your head, and I think that's why they play it more. Obviously, 800 times is an insane number, and I think it might be the most performances of any song they've ever performed. I will have to check that with the first few albums, since we didn't start doing the tally of live performances, I think, until Load. But yeah, it's pretty crazy to me. But that's all I've got for it as far as thoughts on the Misfits tunes.
All right. We'll go ahead and start with Nick for a rank.
5.5.
5.5. And Dick?
7.
7. And Nate?
Well, see, this is where everything's going to get fucked up, because I gave it 2 separate scores. Because they are 2 separate songs. They're 2 separate songs, and I know them as such.
All right.
So did you do Mercyful Fate as 4 different songs?
No, because it's a medley.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so this is since it's one, this is one track, Nate.
Okay.
So take the 2
scores now.
Take the 2 and do an average.
If I take the 2 and do an average, it's 8.33.
Whatever.
That works.
That's in line with a lot of your other scores.
Whatever. Oh, that was good.
Whatever. Okay, so and again, the drinking game is going to be completely finish your drink when Nate gives an off-branded,
totally off number,
off kilter number. I gave this a 9. It's awesome. It's fun. The next one, though, damn, one of my favorite Metallica covers they've ever done. It's the Diamond Head cover, "Am I Evil?" They did it all the way back during the original Kill 'Em All era, and it was released as a bonus track on Kill 'Em All, but it was originally released on the Creeping Death B-sides, which I actually have back there. I'm not going to go get it, but I actually have the picture disc single.
Oh, it's so sexy.
Do you want me to get it real quick? Just really quick.
Yeah, of course. It's quickly accessible.
It's badass, guys.
For the video, guys. Quickly, while he's doing that, let me just say, and I'll repeat this probably for Brando, this song has been performed 743 times live by Metallica.
Understand.
So it's up there with the Last Caress number of insanity. Wow, look at those legs, Brando. Sweet Jesus.
How many times was it played live?
743.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I'm not surprised by that. So this is.
Ooh.
See, I'll actually take it out of the plastic for this one. I've never spun this, by the way. I bought this used. This is this is a 1984. This isn't like one of the reprints.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
That
That's
gloss.
so beautiful.
Oh.
And dude, I found this at a record store down in Indy, and I got this before I got the Ride the Lightning even. But I found it, and I remember I sent a picture to Nate like as soon as I got it. But
Side one song.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
That's awesome.
It's it's definitely a single, and it's one of my pride and joys of my collection. Like, you can't, like, come on. Like, I found this. I paid $30 for an original 84. It's in good condition. It's in really good condition because there's no visible scratches that I can see. It's been very well taken care of. Am I Evil is one of my favorite covers of all time. For some reason now, Nate and Nick have now switched spots on my screen. Did they switch spots? They did. Originally, on the video podcast, Nate was on the bottom right now, and Nick and they just swapped spots. I'm not sure why.
Nick disappeared for a second.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that was
Oh,
why.
did I have a connection drama?
I don't think so. Just video dropped out for a second.
My phone back just went down to 20%. Maybe that messed it up.
Oh, well, maybe. I mean, we're almost through this one, so Am I Evil was one of my favorite songs to play when we did it in the old Draxus days. I always wanted to do the latter part of the song. We never ended up doing it because honestly, it's awesome. I love the intro. I love the evil, heavy chunkiness. But the last part of the song is when it like speeds up and gets heavier. I really love that part. Yeah. Does anybody else have anything for this one?
The very first time I heard this song was in June of 2010 at Eastside 10 Theater.
Ooh,
Big Four.
Big Four.
Big Four. And watching literally all of the Big Four perform this song. And I was like, holy shit, this song's cool. And then, of course, I went on to hear it. Because I think the original song is on Guitar Hero Metallica.
Yep.
And then, of course, I've just listened the hell out of this cover throughout my listening of this album. I love it.
Absolutely. This was the original Diamond Head cover that they released. So this one was one of all the other songs that they did for Diamond Head way back in the day. This is the one that stayed true, that kind of, that they recorded, that they felt good enough to do in the studio. So Nick, do you have anything on this one?
It's awesome. All around badass. Solos for days.
For me, this is certified banger right here.
Totally certified banger.
I gave this one a 10. Nick, what'd you give this one?
8.
Dick?
9.5.
9.5. And Nate?
I gave it a 9, and I just want to quickly say that, Brandon, you really said kind of everything I would have said about it, because I do have fond memories from the Draxus days, and it is an amazing song. So, yes, 9 is my rank, and Diamond Head killing it again.
The next song was also along with that, called Blitzkrieg, from the band Blitzkrieg. They are an English heavy metal band. Thanks, Lars, again. With this one, this is a badass tune. I actually love this song. I feel like this song doesn't get nearly as much love as Am I Evil. I get why Am I Evil is a little bit more known, but this song it's got a vibe. It's heavy. I love the bass in this. I feel like Cliff kind of shy. This is a pretty short song compared to the other one. So, does anybody else have anything for Blitzkrieg?
Well, solos
fucked up one place.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Okay, so I gave this one a 9. Nate, what'd you give this one?
8.
8. And Dick?
8.
8. And Nick?
6.5.
6.5.
Blitzkrieg has been performed 83 times live.
83 times. The next song is another Budgie cover, Breadfan. This is the one where it's really weird because it's like at the end of it's like, Mommy, where's Fluffy? I never really got that. Maybe it's like if you know the band more, but I don't know. I believe I heard this song also on that radio show where you could like call in Metallica stuff. So it's not bad, man. It's all right. I like it. I gave it an 8. Nick?
I give it a 5. I really like there's a cool little middle section.
Yeah.
But other than that, mostly forgettable. Weird name, Breadfan. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm looking
Weird.
up. I'm trying to figure out where the whole Fluffy thing's coming from. Like, it was a decent song. This is, I'm guessing, during the And Justice era production, because you can tell with James's voice that he's got that And Justice production going on.
It's either Justice or it actually is like puppets, because again, about every album they do a cover or two to warm up in the studio. So I'm not sure if this is one of them for puppets or not, but it's around that same area.
This was from a section they called the 88 to 93 B-sides and one-offs.
Okay. So probably during the Justice
and it was
era. Yeah. Okay. So really quick here, Nate, do you have a rank?
I would hope so. It's 7.75.
7.75. How many times has this been played live, Nate?
You're gonna get shocked. 319 times.
Wow.
Nice.
Brando's eyebrow was utter shock.
Just the eyebrow. Everything else was like, I don't know, I buy it. The eyebrow's like, no way.
Not
what? Dick, what's your rank?
I'm gonna go with 6.5. But so Mommy Where's Fluffy. This was actually intended to be the intro to the next track, The Prince. However, it was separated in the wrong place. The band decided not to correct this error when the tracks were included on their 1998 Garage Inc. compilation.
That's interesting. So The Prince.
I don't know where it's from.
Yeah. It don't make sense at all because it wasn't supposed to be there.
See, I figure out where it's from. It's got to be from like a movie or something.
I don't know, but Diamond Head did The Prince. Out of the Diamond Head covers here, I'd probably say this is my least favorite one, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it.
I wrote Forgettable.
Forgettable. So is your rank
Forgettable.
Is your rank a big old 4? Oh shit. There it is. All right. Dick, do you have anything to say in the rank?
4.
4 as well. And Nate, do you have anything to say in a rank?
I don't have anything to say. I gave it a little bit of a nicer score, again, just because it's Diamond Head, and I feel like they deserve better, I guess is the way to say that. And I gave it a 7. It's not a great song by any stretch of the imagination, but it's all right.
Times played?
33.
33. I also gave it a 7. So it's there. The next track, though, Stone Cold Crazy. This was done around the Black Album era, and I'm a big Queen fan. I love Queen. There's probably not a Queen song that I don't like. I'll be honest. And the cool thing about Queen is that they are every song is different. It is like from different albums, like this is the most metal song they have. And then right around the corner, they have a song that is completely on the other side genre-ly of anything else. It's more operatic, or it's more disco, or it's more hip hop. They're one of the most interesting and talented bands to ever exist, and they deserve every single accolade that they could ever get. I absolutely love Stone Cold Crazy, and I gave it a 10. So it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite Queen songs in general. But the fact that they cover this and they metal the fuck out of this song and just kill it. A quick Jason story. We were jamming on this at his house, and you know exactly where I'm going with this, don't you? So yeah, take a shot for another Jason story.
Oh, I do.
I think we were spending the
Smell
night.
like a dry fishbowl.
Is the way he walked out of the room, and the way he said it, smelling like a dry fish bone. Oh man, yeah. Again, we get a lot of memories, a lot of cool Metallica memories with that guy. I love this shit to death. But we'll go ahead really quickly. If anybody has anything to say, and say it. We'll start with Dick.
Queen's great. You know, Metallica covering Queen, it only gets better.
Okay, what'd you give your rank?
I'm gonna go with an 8.
An 8. All right, we'll go to Nick next.
Put Catchy as Hell and Awesome Solos 6.5.
6.5. And Nate.
I think it's important to note, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brando, Brian May actually is on this recording. Is that right? I feel like he or somebody involved with Queen has something to do with the production of the Metallica cover. Maybe the R&D department can refresh my mind on that exactly. I know it's something like that. But the song has been played 154 times live. You are correct. During the Black Album is when this really took off. And I gave the song an 8.75.
So what I have found here is that James performed it once with Queen and Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
At the Freddie Mercury tribute concert. They also played the song as an encore during their 91 to 93 Black Album tour. And it appears on the live ship Mise en Purge CD because of that. And on the 2009 live DVD, Francoise pour une nuit. I butchered the hell out of that. And they played, and Hell Yeah has played Metallica's version of Stone Cold Crazy on the 07 Family Values tour, sometimes referring to the title Stone Cold Wasted. So I couldn't find anything about them being directly involved with the recording, but it also won them a Grammy.
Maybe it was that performance that I was thinking of.
Yeah. This cover won them a Grammy. So
Nice.
Pretty interesting to that. Now, Nate, while I was looking that up, you said your rank, and I need that one more time from you.
Oh, no problem. 8.75, bud.
8.75. I can't remember if I said my rank, but I gave it a 10 because I absolutely love Queen, and that's that. So What is a very interesting... Oh, did you say how many times it was played?
154. I did say it. It was while you were R&Ding.
Okay,
so.
All right. So What is an Anti-Nowhere League cover, and this is the most interesting cover on disc 2, and it's... Dude, you have to have some of the most certifiable confidence in yourself to be able to stand up on a stage and sing some of the lyrics in this song. And say it with a smile and with aggression, because it is...
how many times did they play this?
I specifically remember the sucking an old man's cock
Yep.
line. I was like, whoa!
And I've spewed up on a pint of piss.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's a... Now, Dick, did you pay attention to any of the lyrics of this song?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. You just look very shocked and very like, what are you guys talking about?
The song is just so abrasive.
It absolutely is.
Off until I bleed.
Yeah.
So what?
I remember the first. So back in the day, I had a friend, Nick. You know this friend, Kyle Brown. He would. Every time I would go. This was back before you could just reply to comments on MySpace. You had to actually go to their MySpace page, post another comment, then wait for their comment, and then it was just back and forth. So every time I had to go to his MySpace page, he had an HTML playlist, and the song that played anytime I would open his MySpace, so fucking what? And I'm like, what is this? And then one of those times I actually listened to the song, like I just let it play because I'm like, okay, Metallica, cool. Whoa. And then having to listen to it again, I'm just like, wow. It's fun.
It is fun.
It's a ride.
It is fun. It's a ride. And you know what? And live they kill it, dude. They play this song live sometimes, and it's fun. It is surprisingly how many people get into it. So I gave it a 9. Dick, what'd you give it?
I'm gonna go with 7.
7. And Nick, what'd you give it?
I gave it a 6.
6.
But I loved it. I loved how weird it was.
And Nate, give me your thoughts, the number and the rank.
So 307 live performances for So What. So he's sang those lyrics 307 times to however many thousands or millions of people. So yeah, humongous balls for James there. So What is also the name of the Metallica book that came out in like 2006 or 7-ish. That was like a compilation of a ton of pictures and behind the scenes stories. It's one of my favorite pieces of like their history that I have.
It was like an online magazine for them too.
Yes,
magazine.
Thank you. And they compiled it into that collection. We as Draxus covered this song twice, never live, but we covered it in the basement 2 times, I remember. And that was fun. Always we had to make sure my dad was not home because it's really difficult to cover that song and say those lyrics when he would have been upstairs. So
no,
like,
that is no whiskey.
What now to a goat?
That is no whiskey and pajamas type deal there. He would have not known anything about this song, and he would have heard you downstairs singing, "I fucked a sheep, I fucked a goat, ran my cock right down his throat." So I can see him walking down the steps. What? Oh, trust me. I'm not telling a big story here, but I remember I had a bunch of lyrics printed off, right? From like it just in a notebook from actual bands. I just lyrics that like, and for some reason somebody had given to me, or I printed off the lyrics to "Piece of Shit Car" from Adam Sandler. And my dad found them, and he thought I wrote them, and he's like, "Why are you writing this shit at school?" He got pissed off. I'm like, "It's not me, Dad. It's Adam Sandler." He goes, "Why do you have them?" I'm like, "I don't know." And then he heard the song and thought it was hilarious. But like, he's like,
similar story. I printed off lyrics to Eminem, "White America," And my grandpa sitting there, and he's just reading them. He's like, "Now, Blaine, I don't know who this is or why you have it, but this guy does not seem like a very good role model for you." And then he threw him in the trash.
All right.
He threw
them in the trash.
Okay. I'll just
Nate.
keep listening to it.
Nate, give me your rank, bud.
7.5.
7.5. I like the song way more than you guys do. I gave it a 9. And now we're at Killing Time from Sweet Savage. They're a metal band from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Man.
Thanks, Lars.
Yeah.
Very
Vivian
interesting.
Campbell.
Yeah, Vivian Campbell. That's actually I did not know that, from Def Leppard and Dio. So that's kind of cool.
That guy's been around.
Yeah,
man, great guitarist.
Killing Time. Does anybody have anything for this one? I really don't.
I do have a quick story, Brando, that will take you back. Again, it's all encapsulated with the band days back when we were young. Do you remember that one time I almost wrote this song, kinda?
I do not.
Okay, so I came up with a riff and brought it to practice, and I was like, "You guys, this song is amazing." And this was the riff. Dugga 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 dugga. Dugga 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 dugga. But that's all I did. And as soon as I got that second thing out, I think it was either you or Jason stopped me, and you're like, "Dude, that's Killing Time." And I was like, "What?" And then you guys played it, and I was really, really heartbroken because it wasn't a song that I wrote at all. It was in my brain meats because it was a song I had already heard, and it just was rattling around in there and came out one day. So
I remember the one time we did that for Tony. That's
a crazy one.
Yeah. So Tony accidentally wrote the Flood solo. He never heard it before. He goes, "Check this out," and it
was all time.
I know. Yeah. Voted. You know, voted.
15.
Yeah. And it's like, it was the same note. I'm like, "Oh, cool. You learned Floods."
No idea.
And he goes, "What?" And we played it. Dude, he could have cried. He could have cried.
He had no idea. He didn't even have the Great Southern Trendkill, so he could not have even really had access to it.
No.
It's not like Floods was something being commonly played on the radio. So really the happenstance of that happening was quite bizarre.
Yeah. But we'll go ahead through if nobody else has anything. I gave this song a 7. Nate, what'd you give it?
18 live performances and a 6.75.
All right, Dick, what'd you give this one?
6.
6, and Nick?
6.
6. All right, now we are into the Motorhead covers. Now they did play these songs live. They played them at a Lemmy tribute type deal. And so yeah, that's about all I have for some of these. They might have been on a Motorhead tribute collection, but they were also they were on like B-sides and stuff like that. So Motorheadache is what this is called, starting off with one of the bigger Motorhead singles other than like maybe Ace of Spades, like Overkill. Does anybody have anything for Overkill?
It's
so
a banging track.
Yeah. Anything I say encompasses this entire EP, whatever this is. The music kicks ass. It's written by Motorhead. Of course it kicks ass. Vocals, not a fan. This is not my James Hetfield, but in a different way, because he's just singing in that lower register, and he's trying to sound like Lemmy, and it's just not working for James. You know, I would have much rather heard James put his own spin on these songs. And that's really all I got for it.
All right. Nate, do you have anything?
Just that, and to just quickly encompass like kind of what Dick said, but differently, I do like everything they did with the Motorheadache stuff. These were also Hero of the Day B-sides that they were putting out, so it does encompass a couple different compilations across different things. All these songs have been performed at least once live.
Yeah.
Overkill is not, like, it might be the biggest, most known Motorhead cover, but for me, it wasn't where Metallica shined. Not on this song, at least. So that's my thoughts on Overkill.
All right, and Nick?
I like the solos. That's all I got.
Sure. All right, Nick, we'll start with you with a rank.
5.
5. And Dick.
5.
5?
Yeah, 5.
Okay.
5.
Sorry. And Nate.
7.75.
I gave this song a 7. The next song, also Motorhead, Damage Case.
65 times live, by the way, Overkill.
For Overkill. Wow, that's more than I would have thought. But I know one time they played some Motorhead. I know one time they did play some stuff with Lemmy. So so there's that, you know, like, dude, are you telling me you're not going to pull out some Motorhead covers if Lemmy's going to play with you? Come on. Yeah, come on. Damage Case is also not one of my favorite ones from this. Just quickly, I gave it a 7. Nick, do you have anything in a rank? No.
Oh, besides the rank, I gave it a 5 as well.
5. And Dick?
I'm going to give it 5. I don't have a lot of love for this part of the album.
All right, and Nate?
I'm going to kind of go against the grain here. First of all, 3 live performances, which is 3 less than I expected. I did not expect them to play this song live, but Damage Case is actually, of the 4 tracks, my favorite. I think it's the one that fits the band the best and does the most for what Metallica can offer. I gave the song an 8.
It sounds very Load and Reload-ish. Definitely. The next one, Stone Dead Forever, is my personal favorite one of the bunch. I think this song kicks. This is the one song out of these 4 I will actively like either let it play or seek out. If I'm like, man, if I'm listening to Disc 2 or Garage Inc., I'm actually looking forward to Stone Dead Forever. I gave it an 8. Nate, we'll start with you on this one.
Stone Dead Forever, I gave a whopping 7.15.
Finish your drink. Finish the damn drink.
Damn it.
Fucking 1.5. Yeah. Okay. How many times has this one been played live, Nate?
Twice.
Only twice. All right. Dick, you got anything?
I agree with you. If I'm going to show any love to any of these songs, it's probably going to be this one. So I'm going to go with a 7.5.
I actually really like Newstead's backing vocals.
Yeah.
And the overall chorus is here. You know, whatever happened to your life? Stone Dead Forever. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Out of the ones, I kind of feel like, Nate, to disagree with you, I feel like this one, while Damage Case fits the era of Metallica really well, I feel like Stone Dead feels the most attitude from Metallica. Like, this is definitely a song they would do. Nick, you got anything for me there in a rank?
5.25. I like the solos. I thought the ending was particularly cool.
All right. And then the last one. We made it, guys. But not too late, because it is that's the name of the track. Too late. I don't have much to say here. I gave it a 7. We'll start with Dick on this one.
I'm going to give it a 4 because I don't even remember it.
Oh, okay. So that's a nope from him.
No.
And we'll go with Nick.
I didn't have any notes on it either, but I gave it a 5. So apparently it wasn't the worst thing I'd ever heard, but also still not very memorable.
All right. And Nate.
That's not too late for me. I think the song, again, is fun. Metallica, you got to pay great tribute to a band like Motorhead. Motorhead is another band where I don't feel like I can torpedo them and give them a 4 on anything because it's fucking Motorhead. And so I gave the song a 7.25. No offense to Dick and your ranking. I don't want you to feel like I'm like attacking you personally.
No, I get it.
The song. No, you shouldn't because it's your own personal preference. But for me, again, it's just where I came from when I gave my ranking. This song has been performed a shocking 7 times, which again is something I was not expecting when I was doing the research on the number of performances that we had here. So yeah, we did it, guys. I think Brando, wait. What was your too late?
It was 7.
Okay.
It was 7. Now,
so yeah, we did it. We finished Garage Inc.
We finished it. Out of all of the tracks here, I'll go ahead and we'll quickly try to find the lowest ranking one, which appears at first glance here to be Free Speech for the Dumb, coming in at a 4.8. And the highest rating one is
Loverman.
Oh no! See Loverman. Dude, it fit right in there at like a 5.8, dude. It's right in there like a glove. But no, the second highest was Turn the Page at a full, just an even 9. And then Am I Evil, 9.12. But we're going to go to the album ranks. My ranking for the album was a 7.88. Nate's was a 7.9. Dick's was a 6.75. And Nick was 5.63 with a master rank of 7.04, which puts it right under Reload. Because Reload has a 7.
So it's the lowest rated, right?
I do believe so. Yes, technically, yes. But also this one doesn't count towards the overall. So, like, there's a lot of tracks here. A lot of tracks kind of brought it down. I guarantee you, if we sat here and, for an extra hour and talked, like, our Super Garage Inc. one that took the best ones, it would be a much better thing. But we're definitely not going to do that. That's way too many tracks, way too much time. But I had a lot of fun sitting down and talking to you
about. Didn't plan for it, damn it.
No. I don't want to do it anyway. Like, I have no desire. I have no desire to sit here with all these tracks. I just think it's super cool that they decided to do something like this, where they like, you know what, we have all these covers. Let's go ahead and get her done, and put them all out there, because not all the fans have access to the singles. So, let's just put them all out there in one big pile of shit. That's exactly what James would say. And the next time we come at you is going to be another kind of bonus episode. We're going to be listening to S&M, and that's going to be really cool. A lot of the songs we've already ranked, but you know what? The symphony might actually change how we feel about certain songs, might give it a boost. Maybe it doesn't really fit well with the symphony. And then, of course, there's one big reason why we're doing symphony is because there's 2 tracks here that are only on symphony, and I personally didn't want to just do those 2, because there's a couple of songs in here I can tell you, spoiler alert, they're going to get a score bump because I feel like they fit better here. So, looking forward to talking to you guys.
We'll definitely be talking about that.
Yeah, very soon.
Next time.
Yeah, very soon, and I can't wait. Man, thank you guys once again for toughing it out here on Rank 'Em All, the Garage Inc. edition. Damn near 2-hour podcast. I didn't think we would go this long, but damn it, we did. We're trucking right through. Thank all you guys once again for joining me here today. Nick, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, yeah.
Nate, thank you so much.
Always, man. It's a pleasure.
And Dick, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for not.
I thought he was going to say no. I thought he was just going to say
no.
Or
no. Thank you for making this not a forgettable episode. But guys, we have survived the Blitzkrieg that was Garage Inc.
I say we survived the Loverman.
Wow. We also survived the Loverman. And hopefully this podcast renders unto you, from all of us, with our love for Nick, Nate, and Dick. I've been Brando, right here at Rank 'Em All. We'll see you next time with S&M. Until then, metal on, guys. Keep it on. Go on. All that kind of stuff. Just outro words. Later.
Yay!